Welcome to Lesson 88 of Course 2 of Saxon Math. In this lesson, we're going to revisit unit multipliers, but instead of using just one, we're going to use multiple unit multipliers in order to convert from one unit to another. Okay, we can, as you well know, we can repeatedly multiply numbers by 1 and still end up with that number, and that's what we use unit multipliers for, is to form ones of different measures so that we can change them into the desired answer that we want. So if we use two unit multipliers to convert 5 hours to seconds, how would we do that? Well, the first thing you want to do is you need to take the information you've got. You've got 5 hours, and you need to get it to seconds. So let's take our 5 hours, and what's the easiest way that you could say there are in 5 hours? Well, the easiest way that I would break that down, you got to get rid of the hours. So we're going to put our hours down here. So 1 hour is equal to what? It's equal to 60 minutes. But is 60 minutes what we're after? Is minutes the multiplier we're after? It's not. We're trying to get to seconds, but we can cancel out our hours, can't we? So now we've got to deal with our minutes here. So we need our minutes down here on the bottom. And in 1 minute, there's how many seconds? There's 60 seconds. So now our minutes are canceled out. Now we can just multiply across the top and know that we get to 30 times 6, get to 18,000 seconds. And we know that's seconds because this is our only multiplier that gets left. Everything else has been canceled out. So our answer is 18,000 seconds in 5 hours. That's what it looks like. Let's clear that up a little bit for you. Same thing, yeah, there's our multiplier, minutes to hours, and there's our seconds to minutes, and this gets us to 18,000. So we're using two multipliers to get to our answer. All right, let's look at another one. Diego wants to carpet a 16-foot by 9-foot room that has an area of 144 feet squared. And the most important information there isn't so much this, but it's this, that the area that it needs to cover is 144 feet squared. Carpet is sold by the square yard, so how many square yards of carpet does Diego need? Well, I'm going to show you this because I don't know if we did this with the unit multipliers before because it's a multiple unit multiplier. You notice that it's 144 feet squared. So you got to come over here and you write your 144 and then write feet times feet because you have 2 feet, right? Feet squared. All of that over 1 which is what I like to do. And then now you got to convert it. So you're going to get feet down here because we got to cancel out those feet because we got to get our answer into square yards. And yards up top. So there's 1 yard, there's 3 feet in a yard. That takes care of one of them. Now we got to get rid of another one. So we need to do another unit multiplier, yards and 3 feet. Okay, that takes that. Now we got rid of the feet, and now we're just down to our yards. So we know that we're going to come up with the answer we want. You'll notice though that we have 2 yards, not just 1. So our answer is going to be yards squared because we have 2 of them. And then we're just going to do our multiplication. 144 across the top. So 144 across the top. And across the bottom we got 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 into 144. And when you do that, that's going to come out to be 16 yards squared. That's all you do. You just keep canceling out till you get to the answer that you need. Right, there's our answer, our 16 yards squared. Hopefully that's making some sense. Let's see if you can do this one. This one's a little bit harder. I'm going to give you a little clue. It's telling us that a foundation is 1 foot deep, 1 foot wide, and 1,000 or 100 feet long. So what are you really dealing with here? If it looks like that, right? You're dealing with cubic feet. You're dealing with volume. So keep that in mind. So you got 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, and this says cement trunk will deliver the concrete. How many cubic yards do we need in order to lay out this foundation? So knowing that what I just explained to you about it being cubic, what does cubic mean? That's right. It means cubed. 3 of them. So we've got to do that. We have to, we're going to have 100, and I apologize, I can't write any smaller than this with my fingers. 100 feet 3 times. All over 1. And now we got to get to yards. So now we just do our unit multiplier 3 times. You can do 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 yard equals 3 feet. And I apologize for my writing. Now you're going to cancel out your feet, cancel out your feet, cancel out your feet. Now you're left with 100 over 27. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And then you got 3 yards. So your answer is going to be yards cubed because you got 3 of them. You had to use 3 in order to eliminate it. And when you do the math on that, it comes out 27 goes into 100. Approximately 3.7 is what you're going to want. 3.7 yards squared. So since we can't buy it in 3.7 yards squared, what we're going to want to do is he's going to need 4 cubic yards. So our answer would be that he needs to order 4 because he can't order 3.7. All right? Okay, let's look at another one. This one here is going to require that you reach back in your mind and remember some metrics. I'll help you with it. As Tina approaches the traffic light, she slows to 36 kilometers per hour. Convert 36 kilometers per hour to meters per minute. So we've got to go from kilometers per hour to meters per minute. So the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to take our 36. Come over here and go 36 kilometers over an hour, right? Times, and our first multiplier is we got to get rid of our kilometers. So 1 kilometer, if you'll remember, is equal to 1,000 meters, because we got to get meters, right? We have to get that in play here. So now we got our kilometers, our kilometers gone. But we're still not done yet. So now we got to get our minutes. So $60 minutes in 1 hour gets rid of our hours. So now when we multiply across, we've got 36 times 1,000. It's going to be 36,000 all over, which are meters, right here, all over 60 minutes. So that's going to simplify to 600 meters per minute. Okay? I think I'm going to erase this, and I want you just to duplicate. Just do what I just did, just from memory. See if you can do the exact thing I just did from memory. Go ahead, pause the video and see if you can do it. And there's your answer. All right, one more. Claude's car averages 12 kilometers per liter of fluid. Claude's car averages about how many miles per gallon? All right, so we got 12 kilometers per liter. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Well, I'll tell you that 0.62 miles is equal to 1 kilometer. Okay, I'll give you that information, and I'll also tell you that 3.78 liters is equal to 1 gallon. All right, so there's your multipliers. See if you can solve it. Pause the video and try to do it on your own. Okay, so we've got our 12 kilometers and our liters here. So we've got to eliminate our kilometers because we don't have there are no kilometers in the answer. So we're going to go 1,000, or I mean 0.62 miles. Let me fix that, sorry. Okay, let's start that again. All right, so we got 12 kilometers over a liter. I'm going to multiply that by 1 kilometer over 0.62 miles. So that gets canceled out. Now I've got to get rid of my liter down here because I want my answer to be in gallons. So I got to multiply that. I got to put liters up top because I want these to cancel out, and my gallons on the bottom. So I got 1 gallon is equal to 3.78. All right, now it's just multiplying across the top. So you've got 12 times 0.62 times 3.78. And if you all over 1 gallon, and if you throw that into a calculator, it comes out to be 28.1232. So we know that's approximately 28 miles per gallon. All right, I know that's a little bit tricky, but not really. You know how to do it. It just the problems that we're doing now are just requiring you to take a little more time to get an answer, which you're not accustomed to. You're used to being able just to fly through things. 8 times 6 is 48, 7 times 7 is 49, and just go flying through your math. And now that you have to spend 5 minutes on a problem or 10 minutes on a problem, it makes you feel like you're struggling, but you're not. That's how long it's supposed to take you. Okay, so let's do our TIDs. Send these to me on your Canvas. Submit them to me, your answers. Bring your questions tomorrow in class. We'll work together as a unit in class. Do our homework together. Thank you for watching the video, and see you tomorrow.